ROBLOX movies. Some are really good, and some are well.
Before you hang up, do you think that you know what you should be able to do?
But anyways, I spent countless hours of my life for doing nothing but watching these stupid ROBLOX movies. So now, we're gonna be starting off with this probably the most iconic one, and I bet you've probably heard of it before. So I've technically already reviewed this, but it's the remake, and the remake is only part 1. So if you want a summary of that, there's these blue guys called guests, and it follows this kid and his parents die. That's sad. But anyways, later he goes to war to fight bacon terrorists, and he literally just dies. But he doesn't. This random bacon hair saved him. But anyways, we learn a little bit more about the bacon hair that saved the guest, and how his dad did not treat him very well. But he had a friend named Zala. But later we find out his mom died. And now many years later, Jez and Zala cook up a plan to free all of the guest slaves, but it turns out to be a trap, and Zala fucking dies. And that brings us up to now. And now a lot later we find out that Jez's secondary girlfriend actually was cheating on him. But then she said they would kill her mom if she did not listen to them. So that's why she did it. So anyways, all is forgiven, and the doctor comes to save them. And now they go back to all of the guests, the slaves, to free them and help them join in the war. So then the final battle happens, and then Jez's secondary girlfriend also dies. And this makes Jez ban his boss from life. Then we get this little ending with the guests and bacons living alongside each other. So the last guest was really good actually. I like it a lot, and it's entertaining the whole way through. I like how later in the movie it adds on to the scenes from the start of the movie, adding more depth to them. And I like that there are multiple plots happening at once, and they all come together in the very end. Overall, this movie is great. So yeah, this movie gets S tier. Moving on. The bacon hair is one of my personal favorites, but as for the story, it follows this kid named Zayden. Now he lives in this really poor city, patrolled by these robots called curfew bots. But today is his birthday, and his dad surprises him with a pizza. But the curfew bots kill his dad, and now Zayden is homeless, and he gets chased around by a bunch of curfew bots. But right before he gets turned into a real piece of bacon, he gets saved by a good curfew bot. And now he's outside the border of a city, and
my name is Zayden. Nice to meet you. You meant to shake my hand.
Okay, that did not actually happen. But they find a guest out there. I forgot to mention this, but Zayden has went out the city before and met this guest. And Primrose, Zayden, and Guesty, the robot, live outside in this forest. But then Jez's boss that got banned, it got unbanned now. He's in the bacon hair universe to steal Primrose. And Guesty fights off these evil guys, but now the boss that actually steals Primrose. And they are back in the city, and bacon terrorists show up. And that's the end of the bacon hair part 1. So now in part 2, we realize the bacon hair terrorists are actually the good guys, and now he trains to be a part of the resistance and instantly gets a new girlfriend. But now after many years of training, he's finally ready to start fighting the curfew bots. But then halfway through, these super duper evil guys come down and kidnap one of the bacon hairs, and he gets threatened to tell them where the resistance base is. And they come over there and they find out Primrose was one of the super duper evil guys, and now they all invaded the resistance, but they all end up losing the fight. And then when they get up, Jez's boss bans Zayden's secondary girlfriend's dad from life. And now that is the end of part 2. But now in part 3, Zayden and Primrose chase each other around with a bunch of unnecessary backflips, and Zayden gets cornered, and he reveals he's Zayden, and there's a falling out moment with Zayden and Primrose meeting each other after 50 years. But ultimately they fall in love again, and only for...
Yeah. Friends forever. Pictures of bacon scum.
Oh, I know this is supposed to be a serious moment and all that stuff, but how the hell do you still have a black eye from something that happened when you were literally 10 years old? But yeah, Primrose literally just dies, or actually she doesn't, because plot needs to happen. But now Jess's boss has a quote-unquote gift for the city that will happen in 4 days, so they travel far away, but it's actually Guest City, and why is it so empty? Like, bro, what? But now they go back to the super duper evil building where Jess's boss goes to look, and they assassinate some guards, but...
Let's start with you, Zayden. Are you watching closely, Primrose? You are next.
Let me show you how to go from a sketch of an idea to a real working app in Airtable within...
But now, after all of that, there's this wardrobe that the Bacon Hills that got killed actually turned into curfew bots. And the gift for Bacon City was just way more curfew bots. And the Bacon Hills in Bacon City literally all just die. So, let's go on to part 4. Where's part 4? Oh yeah, definitely the worst part of this movie. There was supposed to be a part 4 that would come out in 2021, but now it's 2026 and there's still no news about it. So for now, we end off with Primrose and Zayden captured, Guesty is dead, and literally everyone in Bacon City is dead. Well, that's not a very good ending. But that doesn't change how much I love this movie. Putting it as to 10 out of 10. Very hard take, I actually think that this is slightly better than The Last Guest. It's really fast paced, the animations are way better than The Last Guest, and action as well. Definitely the best Roblox movie of all time in my opinion. Now this one is way more different than most of the movies included on this tier list. Cause it's not really a Roblox movie, it's more of a Roblox animation, if you get what I'm saying. The reason I even included this is cause it's made by ROBLOX HD, the same person behind The Last Guest and The Bacon Hair. It's gonna be hard to analyze the story of this video cause there's literally no dialogue, so this guy is animating this Bacon Hair and I guess he leaves midway through, but then suddenly the Bacon Hair becomes alive for some reason. He really wants to close Moon Animator. I guess he finds it scary how he could literally see his own bones. So he starts messing with the toolbox and pulls this noob out. And after a little bit of literally messing around trying to kill Moon Animator, they somehow escape on this guy's desktop. And that's kind of it. I don't know. Honestly, my summary of this animation does not do it justice. It's honestly pretty good for what it is. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. And it's the most high quality video ROBLOX HD has ever made. And it's pretty entertaining the entire way through, so it gets B tier for the effort. Oh no, this is one of my films, and I think you know what it's based on. This franchise as a whole needs no introduction. You'd be lying to me if you said you didn't know what this was. And Back on This Film is the first one I've ever made, and it's shit, trust me. But let's dive into this garbage and overanalyze all the stupid shit that happens in this film. So it starts off with this guy calling this other guy that tells him he got a job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And of course, the pizza place is in the middle of nowhere in the random grass field. So he slowly walks to his office in the best walking animations ever, with that dumbass smirk on his face. So he goes to his office, and after that, he gets a call. And he doesn't even pick it up. So, what? So it's literally just phone guy and the exact same audio from the games, and literally a bunch of still images happen.
Wait a minute, where's Bonnie? Oh, there he is.
And Bonnie teleports to the door, but he somehow already knows how to counter Bonnie. And then Chica teleports to his door as well, and he doesn't even press the button. He just sticks out his hand, and the door is still closed for some reason. This makes absolutely no sense. But he goes up to the power checkers thing, and this terribly edited text shows up, telling us he only has 21 power left. And bro, that's a clock, not a power checker thing. I don't know, but he calls this guy for some reason, asking him for help. And he talks with a bunch of some more still images, and there's these honestly kinda cool flashbacks to the Bite of 83. No, Markiplier, it's not the Bite of 87, it's the Bite of 83, bro. But this guy tells him to escape from the office from a convenient vent that's there for some reason. And now he goes through the vent in some of the best animations ever, and we see Chica leave the door, which is actually accurate to her games. But after he leaves, we see Chica going out the right hallway when she already left the left hallway. So this makes pretty much no sense. And now he does whatever this move is when he sees Golden Freddy teleport here out of nowhere. And Golden Freddy chases him around, but randomly he teleports under a table. And now Golden Freddy is looking for him. And now he sees a crowbar out of nowhere. And how would you even see this from under a table? It's on top of an arcade machine. But anyways, he randomly has a flashlight at that he rolls out of under the table. And this distracts Golden Freddy, so he comes out, grabs the crowbar, and bans Golden Freddy from life. But then Spring Bonnie spawns in right in front of him, and he pins him up to an arcade machine, and he instantly escapes. And he tries to run off, but Spring Bonnie catches up and slaps him, and now he says iconic line and throws a random lighter he spawned in out of nowhere. He did not have it before, so how did he even get this lighter? Questions we may never know. But he throws the water and the fire spreads literally instantly. The fire covers everything in the pizzeria. This is not how fires work, bro. But he runs and Spring Bonnie teleports right in front of him. And he grabs this bolt or something on his suit and springbox him in the best animation really ever. So this guy just watched and realized he is dead, so he just leaves. And the film just ends. No aftermath, nothing, just ends. And there's a random post-credit scene for a sequel that was in development but never happened. So this movie is terrible. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's the first film I've ever made, and everything doesn't even make any sense. Things show up out of nowhere and teleport out of nowhere. Why is Golden Freddy here? Why did Spring Bonnie randomly teleport here? Where did the Spring Bonnie even get the lighter from? This movie's animation is also absolute trash. Alright, I'm done hating on my own movie. This movie is terrible, but in the best way possible in my opinion. The animation is terrible, but honestly pretty funny. Well, there's a lot of stuff to laugh at here, like how Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is in the middle of a random grass field. Honestly, it ranks in that category of those movies that are so bad it's good, so it keeps it out of D tier. Last movie, here we go. So this one is a lot more different and darker than most of the other ROBLOX movies on this tier list. It goes over way more serious topics like kidnapping, SWAT teams, and stuff like that. So let's get to analyzing this movie, shall we? So this movie starts off with what I'm assuming to be this kid walking home from school. But while walking home, this car pulls up and we cut away from it to a police call of someone reporting a kidnapping. And that's when the narration tells us that there's been a lot of kidnappings that have been happening around this small little neighborhood. And that's just the intro to Police Archives Episode 1. And so far, the story is actually pretty intriguing. I wonder what happened from here. And then we see that there's been a lot of cars that are stolen and then dumped on the streets that have evidence of the same person stealing all of them. And most of it connects to this one house. Police was watching it closely and saw the same person live there as the same person seen in CCTV footage of a kidnapping. Then they are allowed to raid this guy's house. And then we get this really cool action sequence of the SWAT teams raiding this guy's house. This guy realizes they are there almost instantly, so they go in through the back door. And he almost shoots at them, but the SWAT team puts him in handcuffs. And they explore deeper in this guy's house, and there's these other people that try to go in the garage, but it's blocked off. So they use the only logical solution to use a fucking C4 to get in. But they find some hostages and rescue them. But we cut back this other group going upstairs to find this guy holding a hostage, and they get a sniper ready to shoot this guy to rescue the hostage. They also found out they are organ harvesting as well, and this guy got sentenced to 400 years in prison. Meanwhile, this other guy only got 40. And that's the entire movie. This movie is way darker and doesn't really follow a simple movie format. It's actually really good. Not the best, but I like it. The main thing about this movie is that it takes itself a little bit too seriously, but it's still a fun time. To be honest, it's not as good as The Last Guest nor The Bacon Test, so it goes in A tier. And this is the finished tier list. Damn, I'm finally done with this damn video, dude. I'm gonna add this random section to this video, kind of like as a behind the scenes or something. It was way harder than I thought to make a video like this, but it was fun. And if I'm not uploading consistently on this channel, I'll most likely have a monthly upload schedule. But check out my gaming channel, I upload way more consistently over there. And also, as I was editing this, Film Studio made a post after not making any videos for literally an entirety, almost an entire year. So if you're seeing this, there's part 2 to episode 2 of Police Archives, dude. But also, I'll make a part 2 of this video if this video gets more than 200 views. So thank you for watching.